We have another round of patch notes from June 7th for Soulmask. This is hotfix number 2, and I want to go through my highlights for this hotfix. The first thing under major updates is the perfect remodel switch will unlock in solo mode, friends mode, and private servers. After their data is recorded at the mysterious stone table, the tribesmen can be remodeled and revived upon death, retaining their level, proficiency, and talent affixes from before death. The last recorded tribesman data will be used when reviving a tribesman. Now, honestly, I'd like to see them expand on this and make this something that is just available in the game. Maybe it's a different type of save and it costs you something to save that way, or maybe this just costs more to revive this way. I think this is a really great feature that everybody should have, whether they're playing on a private server or whether they're playing on officials. In solo mode, friends mode, private server mode, you can now adjust the tribesman cap that can be recorded via the info entry coefficiency. So if you want the ability to save more tribesmen in the mysterious stone table, you can change that setting. They've made it so you no longer require the part 1 for the mysterious stone table in order to record your tribesmen. You simply have to have that part when you go to remodel your tribesmen. So that might make it a little bit easier to record them before you get that second part for the table. They adjusted the recruitment rules for tribesmen. When a tribe has more than 10 players, the total number of recruitable tribesmen increases by 1 each for each additional player. Jumping down into the experience optimizations, we have support for a new timed enemy respawn switch in solo, LAN, and private server modes. When this is turned off, enemies will not spawn while there are players in the barracks. This switch is turned off by default. Additionally, if you have this turned on or you're playing on official servers, the camp will now notify players before barbarians respawn. The 5 main bosses now have different appearances depending on the difficulty level. So if you go in and fight the regular Sabertooth, it will have a different appearance than when you are fighting the Berserker Sabertooth or the Sabertooth of Doom. I'm really hoping that at some point we get a different style of head to mount on the wall as well, so that we can show off the fact that our Sabertooth head is from the Sabertooth of Doom or the Berserker Sabertooth instead of just the regular one. They've got some talent changes here for tribesmen. The exclusive talent Steel Body for the Flint tribe has been adjusted to be obtainable by the combat professions of Claw, Flint, and Fang tribes. The general talent Firm Will has been adjusted to be exclusive to the Flint tribe. There's a really good quality of life change in here. Once you go into setting a circulating crafting queue, you no longer need to click the toggle button for circulation. It's simply going to auto toggle that on, and that way you have one less click when you're setting up your crafting circulation queues. The ballistas now won't attack animals caught by traps. Additionally, patrolling tribesmen will not attack enemies that are caught in traps. Player-owned monkeys will no longer die of thirst and hunger. They will take care of themselves. That's a bit vague. I'm not sure where they're going to get the food and water at this point in time, but it looks like they fixed monkeys so that they're not just outright dying all the time. The types and quantities of feathers required to unlock certain feather decorations, so these would be your headdresses, has been adjusted, making them easier to unlock. That's really cool because these really are just cosmetic items, and I like the fact that they're adjusting that so it's easier to wear the cosmetic that you want. Difficulty adjustments, casual and easy difficulty damage coefficients have been adjusted. Existing players with save files need to click advanced settings, then restore all coefficiency to default to update to the latest coefficiency settings. Casual and easy difficulties now have player-built teleporters for material transport, move death bag to players' feet upon revival switches, and perfect remodel switches enabled by default. So when it says teleporters for material transport, that means that you can take things through the teleporter in your inventory. These are the personal teleporters that you build, and then additionally you can go through it with a mount and a follower if you'd like to do that. Moving the player's death bag to their feet upon revival is like not losing your kit when you die. It's like respawning with all your loot. And then the perfect remodel obviously is what we talked about earlier, where you are going to remodel that tribesman in the state that you saved it in. Reduce the HP for wolves, wasteland wolves, and arctic wolves. Reduce the hatred, passing distance, and hearing of plunderers in the rainforest ruin. Enhance the yield, chance, and output of rubber in the ground ruins of the rainforest. Material yield chances for tribal gear will increase. So these materials would be the blueprints for making the tribal armor and the paint for making the tribal armor. They're expanding the control and ease of use of their private server management tools like the admin panel. There's a wiki page that's linked with this post. I highly recommend if you are hosting a private server that you get over to that wiki page and check it out. Mount optimizations. After dismounting, it will revert to the armed status as it was before mounting by default. So if you pull out your weapons, get on your mount, and then get off your mount, your character will automatically arm itself the way that it was before mounting. Enhanced mount speeds. The speeds of the corresponding wild creatures have also slightly increased. Now, I jumped on my Panther mount and went for a little trip today, and I can tell you it is breakneck speeds. It's very fast. It's going to make it very nice to get around the map on a much faster mount. I have not tested or rode the other mounts, and I haven't really looked at the speed of the other creatures. I did fight a jaguar this morning, and I thought it was pretty normal speed, so I don't feel like they've tweaked it up so much that you're going to have issues fighting those creatures, but the increase to the mount speed is very nice. They went through a full optimization of capturing jaguars. There's a lot in this list. I'm not going to go over all of it, but it should make tracking the female jaguar and then catching the baby jaguar a little bit easier process to go through. They've got a handful of bug fixes here. I'm just going to pick out some to talk about here, but you should read all the patch notes. There's a link in the description of this video should you want to do that. Fixed the issue where anti-climb thorns was ineffective. Fix the issue where, while carrying an NPC and being squeezed to death by an anaconda, would cause the NPC to become abnormal. I mean, that actually sounds like something that would happen if you're carrying an NPC. I haven't come across this, but if it's something that breaks the game, I'm glad they fixed it. Fix the issue of abnormal display of preview window after hiding the mask. Basically, if you hid your mask under settings, it would still either show your mask or show a different mask, and it was just kind of odd. Fix the issue where, while durability cost is disabled, the durability of collecting tools is still deducted. So that is fixed, and you shouldn't lose a durability on those tools. If you died and your death package fell underground, that shouldn't be a thing anymore. It should now teleport to the character's feet. Fix the issue where, if you were carrying a portal and you died, it could disappear in your death package. I'd like to thank all my YouTube members for your continued support. Y'all are absolute legends. Don't be out of whack. There's another video on the screen right now that you can click to support more of my content.